I'm Mindy from Milwaukee's 102.9 The Hog. Rock girl Natalie joining me
Hello.
with Matt and Neil from 3 Days Grace, which this is probably your first time back at Fiserv Forum since you guys played our Hog Fest.
Yeah, was that with God? Was it Godsmack?
It was
Yeah.
Godsmack
Yeah.
and you guys asking Alexandria,
Yeah.
Wage War, and
Lilith Czar.
That was killer. I remember that one specifically.
Yeah.
Just being
And we've got Hog Fest again Thursday.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah, so
Who's on
this
it this
year
time?
it's Disturbed, Falling Reverse, Beartooth, and Dorothy.
Nice.
Wicked.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So
Yeah,
it's
we
kind of a
were hanging
reunion for
out,
all of us around. What's that?
Oh, we were actually, Dave Draymond came to our show the other night
Oh,
in
right on.
Orlando. We were
Okay.
hanging out backstage. He's such a good dude.
Yeah, they're
We
really
love
cool
Disturbed.
guys.
Actually, like, that was a highlight. We did a whole tour with Disturbed, what, like 3, was it before COVID?
Yeah, I think 18, 18
Yeah,
or
it was
19.
like,
Yeah.
Good dudes, huge band.
Yeah, they're really, really cool guys.
Yeah.
And Mike is local to us.
Yeah.
So
Oh, he's from here?
yeah.
Nice.
So anywho, well, I think they're all. I know Dave and John. I think they're originally from the Chicagoland area, but now Mike was close by Milwaukee. So it's not just kind of a reunion for us, but it's kind of a reunion for you and Shinedown, isn't it?
Yeah.
From your first debut, your first album's coming out, and then what? Touring together 10 years ago.
Yeah, it was 10 years ago when I first joined. So my first show was actually in front of 8,000 people with
No
with
pressure.
Shinedown. Yeah,
no
no pressure at all. No.
So it must feel good to be back out on the road with those guys.
Oh yeah, like we're all friends. It's nice to see each other backstage and stuff.
Yeah.
It's nice to be on tour with people that you get along with
And that you respect
Yeah,
and vice
exactly.
versa. Right on.
Yeah.
So I have a question about your touring.
Hmm.
Who is the messiest on tour?
Me.
Really?
I'm not messy like slobby, but I explode wherever I go.
Yeah.
Yeah, my suitcase just goes like, it's so well packed and then as soon as I open it, something detonates and it just ends up everywhere.
Well, yeah, I found your toothpaste on the ground
Thank
and
you.
your cologne.
Appreciate
I
that. I
gathered-
smell good. My teeth are white today.
I actually used your cologne for. Yeah. Well, not today.
I
Not
thought
today.
there was something.
No, I just worked out. Okay. That's, yeah.
So going on tour, what is your biggest insecurity going on tour?
My biggest insecurity is just waking up and like I'm just hoping that I wake up feeling good, because touring, the show is amazing. It's the best feeling in the world to go up and play for that hour, but the's a lot of other hours in the day. It's a lot of downtime, and when we're home, like it's like a double life. We're outdoor small Canadian guys. We love dirt bikes and boats and like ATVs and like, being outside and all that kind of stuff. So you get in this environment and after a while you just, you got to wake up with a sense of purpose. And sometimes you wake up and go,
I'd
I
rather
wish,
be watching the
Right.
game
or I just wish it was like closer to showtime,
Mhm.
because I'm ready to go right now, but it's
Yeah.
like I got to kill 9 hours first.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
you get antsy. I see that on your Instagram.
I'm antsy right now.
yeah, like
Runs
the
a
most
lot.
the most people I see usually is at Foodland. I'm from a town of 1,300 people, so yeah, the most people I usually see is at the local grocery store, and then I have to jump on stage in front of 11,000
Right.
people. So
Yeah, that's not
it's a big
intimidating.
big change,
Yeah. Is there anything weird on your riders?
There's supposed to be fresh socks.
No fresh socks.
But obviously there's been a deficiency. I don't know if Milwaukee's short on socks right now, but
Do you walk around at all the city if you have time?
if I have socks on.
Yeah.
No, yesterday we walked around,
Did
checked
you?
out the water.
Got to go to the third ward.
I went to the National Bobblehead Museum.
Oh, you did. Right on.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Public market's fun too.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to touch the bobbleheads, but I figured out a way to you can get the place shaking and they all start bobbling.
We have a couple bobbleheads in there. Our morning show and Dr. Squealgood, our mascot, is in that.
Nice.
Is in that museum. Yeah,
Amazing.
that's funny. So tell me, you do a lot of producing that people probably don't understand that you do or realize that you do.
Yeah, it's been.
Is that on the albums too, or just outside?
I do additional production on 3 Days Grace and kind of, I'm in there to just be there in whatever capacity I can. I'm a bit of a computer nerd and I've been producing other bands for a while now. So
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to kind of have producer Howard Benson take me under his wing, and he's like a huge producer, sold 150 million albums. He's 3 Days Grace's producer, but he's done My Chemical Romance, Papa Roach, Chris Daughtry, Kelly Clarkson, I don't know, the list goes on. He just did In Flames. So so I was very lucky that he kind of chose me as like he wanted like a producing partner. So it started with that. We produced the artist Diamante together, and then it worked really well. We had some other artists that we were developing, so we decided to create a record label called Judge and Jury Records.
Okay.
So actually, the big the last Star Set song that came out with Breaking Benjamin, Waiting on the Sky to Change.
Well, that was an old song that they wrote a long time ago, right?
Yeah, but we revamped it and knocked it to the park and made it number one.
Absolutely.
We actually beat Metallica.
Oh.
By accident. By accident. Our managers, we have the same managers, and they're lovely and they're standing right over there.
Yes. Well, and as far as singles and touring with Shinedown, you guys have always kind of just been neck and neck too, right?
Yeah, it's been, it's a friendly competition.
Yes,
it's
of course.
It's funny. It's crazy to think though, between two bands, we have almost
The amount of hits.
40 number ones.
Right.
So basically, like, it's like 3 hours of music and it's all songs that were number one at radio.
Well, and it wasn't just for our radio station, The Hog. We always do a top 50 countdown at the end of the year. Of course, So-Called Life was number one. But that was kind of across the board. That So-Called Life was number one, across the board, number one song of 2022.
Not according to the Grammys, but
But yeah, it wasn't really fair with rock and metal.
Yeah.
And let me ask
What do you
a
gotta do?
question. Okay, you chased the number one hit. Of course, you want a number one hit. But would you sacrifice that for longevity and getting into that gold library?
I don't think we need to sacrifice. I think we can have both. We've
Well, you
demonstrated that we
have
can
had
have
both,
both.
right.
So, but yeah, in terms of like focusing on whether we go number 3 or number 2 or number 1, it's like it kind of doesn't matter. It's like, yeah, it's a cool, pat. You can,
Sure, of course.
kind of wear it as a badge or whatever.
Yeah, it is the
What it
trophy
really
for the
means-
work you do.
Like 3 Days Grace has been through a lot of twists and turns. I mean, bringing in Matt 10 years ago, like we didn't know how that was going to go, and since then we've had 6 number ones with you, 7,
7 or 8.
7 or 8.
Well, and speaking of which, I know you guys absolutely blew the minds of your fans and kind of broke the internet when Adam joined you guys on stage.
Mhm.
Yeah.
How did that feel?
Oh, it was a lot of fun. Like we've been talking for a long time, just
About doing
texting, and we got inducted into the Hall of Fame at our high school.
Oh, did
So
you? That's fun.
we saw each other there, and then we talked since then, and we're like, hey, like we gotta shock people. Let's do it.
Right.
Let's do it. And
Why that show? Does he live around there?
yeah, he's 2 hours out. He's
Okay.
in Nashville, so the day before, like we're both pretty excited and like, oh, we can't wait to shock the
For
world.
not just for the fans, but for yourselves, I'm sure too.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it was super cool. Just see it. I don't know. It's a good vibe.
So what's next? I think you're playing my hometown, Minneapolis, tomorrow, and then where are you off to?
Well, we're on our way out to Montana, but we have like 2 days off to get there. But we decided we're gonna fly out there, and I had big plans to. I brought all my motorcycle riding equipment, and I thought, well, Yellowstone National Park is hot right now at the show. I figured I'd rent myself a motorcycle and I'd just
closed
like
right now, but
explore Yellowstone. And then I started calling motorcycle rental companies. They're like, "Are you crazy? It's gonna be snowing." I'm like, snowing? It's fucking May.
yeah, you're like the Neil Peart. Then you could just travel like he did on his BMW.
Yeah, but I don't need to be rolling down the highway like fucking Lloyd Christmas. Fucking just go, man.
Just go.
Just go, dude.
I'd like
I don't
to
know
take
if you know
my
that
bike. I have
reference.
a little.
Anyone that can, first one to name this reference in the comments, wherever this is going, wins a prize.
You could borrow my '83 K750 Spectre all day.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
You just gotta put tires on it and maybe clean the carbs out.
Okay, that sounds like it's gonna break down in Yellowstone Park. I'll
It's
pass.
a club. You'll love it. All right, guys. Well, we are super looking forward to the show. We're glad to have you back after a year. When you guys were at Hogfest, it's kind of cool to have you back at Fiserv Forum. So
Yeah.
And their album dropped the day of Hogfest.
that's
right.
right.
I love that.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. I totally
Disclosures
forgot about
dropped
that.
that day.
Yeah.
That was it. This show last time was a highlight, so I'm expecting the fans to just be as awesome.
And that's another thing is I know you guys are, and we'll wrap this up, but I know you guys are going to overseas, right?
Yep.
And not to name drop or brag or anything, but I just so happened to be in Paris for my birthday and got to go see
The Eiffel Tower.
Beartooth, who is playing Hogfest. So it was really cool to talk to Caleb about being in Milwaukee for Hogfest in Paris. But the energy, that was what was so cool to me because I had never been to a show outside the United States. And it was so amazing to see all these French-speaking people singing word for word in their perfect English and just the energy of the crowd. It's like, it doesn't matter where you are. Rock show is a rock show and it's a community and it brings people together. It's really cool.
Yeah,
It was very cool to see that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun to play like all over the world.
All over the
and,
world.
Like places that don't speak English, they know every single word. so,
Yes.
yeah.
They even did a little Bon Jovi "Living on a Prayer." That was kind of fun. Like, but everybody was just singing along, and it's just the vibe and the energy was
Nice.
really cool. So we will bring that to you guys too.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Bring it to us. We'll give and take.
Awesome.
All right. Thanks,
Cool,
guys.
guys.